Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to make any woman regret rejecting you. So the first thing that I want to discuss is when someone rejects you, when a woman rejects you, you have to be unaffected by the fact that they've rejected you and also very graceful about it. So you shouldn't ever be trying to fight back when a girl rejects you or become very egotistical and be like, why don't you like me? Aren't you interested in me? Am I not good enough for you? Am I not good looking enough for you? I have a lot of money, I can buy you things. Why don't you want that? Why don't you want me? Like sometimes people try to rationalize being rejected thinking, what, but I'm a great person. Like if they rejected you, then you shouldn't be trying to convince them that they've made the wrong decision. The only thing you can do is gracefully bow out. You can say, okay, well, that's fine, just take it as a compliment, and then walk away and don't talk to them ever again, basically. And if you do have to talk to them, then you should be treating them like you do everyone else. Like for example, if a woman rejected you in a workplace, then you need to start treating her like every other colleague that you come into contact with. So for example, when you come into work, don't ignore her and don't give her too much attention. Just give her the same attention that you give everybody else. Like just saying like, hey, good morning, how are you? Something like that. Like what you do with everybody. Treat her like everybody else. Because this will show her that you're unaffected by the fact that she rejected you. Because usually when a woman gets rejected, the responses that they get either vary from someone who's like gets really sad and mopey and changes their entire behavior when they're around her now, that they won't behave in the same way that they did before the rejection. After the rejection, they act and behave differently around her, and they might be sad and mopey, trying to make her feel bad about rejecting them, or they might go overboard and they might become too egotistical and trying to prove her wrong and having a lot of bravado and basically being very egotistical about it. Like sometimes it can be one of those two things. But if you remain completely unaffected and you just continue to treat her like everybody else in your workplace or everyone else at your school. So for example, if this happened to you at school, if it happened to you at college or something like that, then and you're still in that environment, you're still at school or college with her, then just treat her like every other acquaintance that you have as well. Just treat her like everybody else that you treat. That you talk to, that you discuss. Don't treat her any differently, basically. You have to look and remain unaffected by the fact that she rejected you. So another way to make a woman, really rejecting you, any woman to regret rejecting you, is you need to be, especially if this is someone that you know. Like if you met this woman at a club, right? Then the best thing to do is what I first spoke about, because you're probably not, there's a high chance you might not ever come into contact with her again. But if this is someone that you come into contact with on a regular basis, then one of the things that you can do is to start authentically trying to build the best life that you have for yourself. And by really living by that. And I'm not saying about anything about, when I say authentically living your best life, I don't mean what other people have said or what other people feel is the best kind of life. I'm talking about the best kind of life for you personally. Like how ideally would you like to be living your life, and start working towards that. What can you do every single day to help make that dream a reality, to help make that life come true, that dream life come true, and start working towards that. So even if you don't get there straight away, you're at least happy with your current path, right? Even though you might not have the house that you want, or you might not be living the right lifestyle that you want, if you're working towards it, you're going to be a lot more happier than someone who isn't doing those things. And you're going to come across a lot more confident in yourself and a lot more happier because you're actually working towards making your dreams a reality. And a lot of people don't do that. So if you start doing that, you're actually going to look very rare, very different than most people on the planet. And most people that this woman is ever going to come into contact with, whatever, right? Because not many people are trying to live their best life. They're just, too lazy basically to be doing that sort of thing. But you are trying to live your best life. You are working towards something that you're really passionate about and living that life that you want to ultimately live. And this is just going to make you stand out, basically, like a sore thumb, but in a good way, right? You're going to be standing out in a good way because you are doing something that is unique and different. And it's going to make her regret basically rejecting you. Now, it might not be to a point where she runs to you and says, oh my God, I regret everything. Or it's going to be at a point where she like contacts you and says, I've decided I now want to date you, or something like that. But it is at least going to make her think about it. She is going to be like looking at what you're doing and thinking about it. Like, you may not ever find out, basically, if she regretted her decision in rejecting you. You may not ever find that out if she regrets it, right? You might not find that out. But this at least leaves you in a position where she might actually question whether or not she made the right decision or not. You know, she will question it if she sees that you're actually living this great life, or you're at least trying to make a better life for yourself, and you're being different than everybody else. And the fact that you are unaffected by the fact that she rejected you is also going to be a win-win situation as well. And it's also going to make her question what happened, because usually she probably doesn't get that kind of response. She doesn't usually get such a graceful answer. She doesn't usually get such that kind of response where someone's completely unaffected by their rejection. Like, it's really going to make her question that kind of thing, and it's going to make her feel doubt about what she did. And like I said, she might not ever tell you about it, you might not ever hear about it, but I can guarantee that she will at least have some kind of thought along those lines if you do it in such a way that hardly anyone else does it. Like, if you become unaffected by the fact that she rejected you, and if you gracefully bow out of her life and not try and put up a fight in any shape or form, she's going to question that she is. And if you're authentically living your best life as well, and you're actually trying to make your life better for yourself, then she's also going to question that as well. If she might see these sorts of things on social media, or she might hear it through the grapevine, or she might just overhear your conversation with someone about it or something like that, she's going to hear about it and think, wow, they're actually doing something really interesting with their life. I wonder what that's all about. You know, she's going to be thinking those kinds of things. Another thing, which is a little bit more sneaky, and that is that, you know, women are actually very competitive. So, you know, every so often, you know, just post a picture of yourself with a woman on social media. Now, I mean an actual photo, not like some Photoshop thing, right, that sometimes you see in like memes and stuff. But what I mean is like, you know, when you're out at a party, or when you're out with friends, or when you're on holiday and you know, meet women and stuff, you know, just ask them, oh, would it be okay? I'm having such a great time. Would it be okay if I take a selfie with you? Would it be okay if I take a photo with you? Now, most of the time, the women that you come into contact with, like, let's say like 95% of the time, they're going to say, yes, that's fine. And then they take a selfie with you. And every so often, just post one of these selfies on social media, so it looks like you're surrounded by a lot of women, basically. And this is a fun thing that you can do, especially when you're dating, because the new people that you date, the new people that you meet on social media, and the new people that the new women that you may meet on dating apps, when you add each other on like Instagram and Facebook and things like that, and they look through your photos, because everybody does a quick stalk. Every woman does a quick stalk of the guys that they're dating profiles, right? And if they see that you're surrounded by a lot of women, and occasionally she sees you posting a picture with a woman, she's going to be very curious about that. She's going to wonder about that, right? And, you know, you can just, and if one of these women, like, ever asks you, like, well, who are these women that you've posted pictures with? You know, who are these women? And you can just say, well, a gentleman never tells. That's all you need to say. You don't have to say anything that's, you know, you don't have to, like, being, like, all apologetic, like, oh, no, it's okay, those are just women I took photos with and stuff like that. Don't get all panicky about it. Just be like, a gentleman never tells. That's all you ever need to say. And if she keeps on pushing the question, just keep on pushing that. A gentleman never tells. I'm not going to say anything about it. It's not polite. You know, just say something like that. But women are very competitive, and it will make her think about you. It will make her question it. And if this woman is, it's not just with women that you're dating, but the women that have rejected you, when they see these photos as well, it's going to make them feel a little bit strange as well. It's going to make them question the fact that they rejected you and things like that, because women are very competitive. Because I've heard experiences from men who have been rejected, or things haven't quite worked out, and then they get a girlfriend or they get married, and then all of a sudden they notice this woman is staring at them a lot, the woman that rejected them, or the woman that rejected them starts coming up to them and talking to them. You know, women are very competitive and a bit sneaky like that. I think it's it must go back to like caveman times where you know, women were attracted to the most dominant male and things like that. It's probably got something to do with that, because our brains are ancient, our human brains are ancient. And we still are kind of working with these brains that were designed for, you know, life-saving things when we were like fighting saber-toothed tigers and stuff like that. even though we're now in a modern age. We still have these very ancient primal brains, and women are just very competitive. I don't know what it is. Don't at me, right? I don't know why it is. It's just what it is. I don't know why it is, it just is what it is. So another thing, and I've kind of already addressed this, but I want to say this again, and I wrote this down, and that is, never give your attention to a woman who has rejected you or dumped you. Never give your attention to a woman that has rejected you or dumped you. You need to leave those women alone. You need to let them leave your life. If they like you, if they change their mind about you, you'll hear about it. But if they don't, then you'll never hear from them again. But don't give your attention to these women because they've rejected you. You are basically not doing the self-respecting thing by trying to pursue women that have rejected you. Because it's basically just saying, yes, I'd love more rejection, please. I love rejection. That's why you keep on going. That's why you make, that's the kind of thing that you give off. That's the kind of thing that you, the kind of message that you're putting across when you keep on going back to women that have rejected you or dumped you. You've got to stop giving them your attention. So like I said, and the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I've already discussed a little bit, and that is you got to remain unaffected by her. So when you are interacting with her, if this is a woman that you see out and about quite a lot, or it's someone that you work with or you go to school with, you need to be unaffected by her and just treat her like everybody else. Just treat her like an acquaintance. Just treat her like how you do everybody else in that environment, where you just go, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Something like that. It's just that, right? You can't be acting mopey. You can't be trying to act better than what you are, having that egotistical kind of like persona on or anything like that. Just be who you are. Just be naturally who you are, and just treat her like everybody else in that environment. And basically, you got to act like nothing happened in a way. And that should really help you, and that should help any woman, right? Basically, that's the best response that you can give to any woman that has rejected you. You have to give that sense and have that essence of, I am not affected by the fact that you rejected me. Even if you are, right? Even if it did sting. Because more than likely, each time you get rejected, it's not going to be a nice experience. It's always going to sting a little bit. But it's how you act and how you behave after that really makes the difference. And that thing that's going to make the difference is if you act like you are unaffected by the fact that she rejected you. In any environment, if this is a woman you meet on one occasion or it's a woman that you bump into a lot, that's how you got to behave. That's how you got to act. You got to remain unaffected. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.